Welcome to Learning About. In this video, I'll be solving the TCS NQT's numerical ability questions from the previous sessions and the previous year papers. Now, as you know, the cognitive ability NQT is a compulsory one for any career choice. So that cognitive ability NQT has got three sections: verbal ability, reasoning ability, and numerical ability. Now, all these questions they don't have any negative marking, and you have multiple choice questions given. And so numerical ability, you can expect questions from any of these topics. And I've tried to, there are 11 videos in this question. I've tried to maintain as much variety as possible. I've tried not to repeat any particular topic to give you a good idea. Okay. And for more, in our channel, we have more videos on numerical ability and the reasoning ability. Also, if you want to know the details of TCS NQT and what variant you want to choose, the link to that video is also available in the description below. You can make use of it. Now we will move on to the questions. So question number 1, a retailer gives a discount of 20% on an item and yet makes a profit of 10%. What is the ratio of cost price to the list price? Now, a 20% discount on list price, you can write it as 0.8. A 10% discount, you can write it as 0.9. A 20% discount, you can write it as 0.8, and so on. What we call it as the multiplying equivalent. Similarly, a 10% profit, you can write it as 1.1, and a 20% profit, you can write it as 1.2, and so on. And profit is calculated on cost price. So 1.1 of cost price. So writing it as 0.8 or writing it as 1.1, we call it as a multiplying equivalent. So the idea of multiplying equivalent is explained well in a percentage video. Link to that video is given in the description below. So those of you who are not familiar can make use of it. Now, what is asked? The ratio of cost price to list price. Okay, so I want the ratio of cost price to list price. So this cost price, this part I can keep it as it is. I just want to bring the list price down. Okay, and this 1.1 I should bring it to this side. Okay, so now I can write this cost price by list price is equal to 0.8 by 1.1. Okay, if you remove the decimal, it is 8 by 11. That's answer option B. That's answer option B. Okay, so that's the answer for. So there are, I'm sure there are many other techniques, but I don't want to confuse you in the very beginning of the video. So I'll just move on to the next question. So answer for this question is answer option B, 8:11. Now question number 2, it's a time, speed and distance question. Harish goes to the office by driving at 5 by 7th by 5 by 7 times of his usual speed. If he normally takes half an hour to reach the office, how many minutes will he be late? See, here the basic idea is distance is constant. Okay, so here we have a relation where speed into time equal to distance, and distance is constant. This speed and time are varying. Okay, now in this case, when the product is constant, the speed and time are inversely proportional. Speed and time are inversely proportional. So if the speed is 5 by 7th of the usual speed, so what will happen to the time? The time would be 7 by 5th of the usual time. So when I say the new time is 7 by 5th of the usual time, I can say that it is 1 plus 2 by 5t, or I can say t plus 2 by 5t. So it is 2 by 5t more than the usual time. So t is the usual time. It is 2 by 5t more than the usual time. So the time is given here as half an hour. The time is given here as half an hour, which is 30 minutes. So he is taking 2/5 more time. 2/5 more time. So half an hour is 30 minutes. So 2 into 6, it is 12 minutes. So the answer is 12 minutes. So again, as I said for the previous question, there are other methods here, but that is probably pretty confusing at this point of time. So for this question, I think this method is fine. Speed and time are inversely proportional when the distance is constant. So if speed is 5 by 7, the time is 7 by 5th. So we can use that and get the answer. The answer is 12 minutes. 12 minutes additional time, 12 minutes more time, or 12 minutes late. Answer option A. The third question, a sum invested at simple interest to, okay, a sum invested at simple interest, I'm sorry, a sum invested at simple interest, uh, the word amount is missing here, okay, amounts to amounts to 18,375 and 21,25 in 5 years and 7 years respectively. So what was the interest? So you know what you should do, right? So the best thing to do would be like straight away write 2125, 18 375. Okay, find the difference. Okay, so that will be like 0 uh, 51750. Now this is for 5 years and 7 years, so there's a difference of 2 years. So each year interest is 875. So the answer is answer option C. 875 is the answer for this question. Okay. Now this you should do it straight away. Now if you're asking an explanation why I'm doing this, now what is given is amount. What is given is amount. Okay. Now amount at the end of 7 years. Now that is equal to principal plus principal into R by 100, which is common, and that's for 7 years. And if you look at the amount for 5 years. Now that is principal plus principal into R by 100 for 5 years. Okay. Now this, okay. Now this difference, what is the difference? The difference will be, that will be the amount, that will be for, if you subtract this two, okay, what do you get? You get principal by 100 into, PR by 100 into 2. Okay, if you subtract these two, this you get, right? PR by 100 into, now this is equal to this 1750. Okay, now what is asked is this rate of interest for 1 year, so that is 1750 by 2, but all this is lengthy. Okay, the second part that I explained, okay, now that's lengthy. It's better to directly take 2125, subtract 1835, and then 18375, and then get the answer. That's best. So answer option C, 875 for question number 3. Now question number 4, the average age of 5 persons in a group is 18 years. A group has an additional member such that the new average is 25 years less than the age of a new member. Now what is the age of the new member? Again, for this question also, there is a usual average shortcut which I don't want to go. We'll straight away write. See, there are 5 people whose average age is 18, and then you are adding the new person. Okay, now when you take the average for these 6 people, what happens? Okay, now this average is 25 less than the new person's age. Okay, this new average is 25. I'm sorry. Yeah, the new average is 25 less than the new person's age. Now let's proceed and get the answer. 90 plus new is equal to, if I bring 6 this side, I get 6 new minus 150. So I get new is equal to, I'm sorry, 5 new is equal to 240. So the new person's age is equal to 240 by 5. That's 48 years. That's answer option C. That's answer option C for the fourth question. Question number 5. While presenting a data in the form of a positive number, I committed a mistake by mentioning the cube of the number. If the error due to this mistake was 800%, what was the number? Now, please understand, see, the error is 800%. Okay. See, instead of, let's say I have to actually write 1. If I write 2, instead of actually writing 1, if I write 2, now what is the error here? The error is 100%. Okay, the number is 2 times, the error is 100%. Likewise, let's say I'm supposed to write 1, and if I write 3, okay, now it is 3 times, but the error is 200% error. Okay, it is 200% more. Okay, so that is the error. So that we have to understand. And instead of going for equations, let's look at the answer choices. So you have 20, 3 cube is 27, 5 5 cube is 125, and 4 6 cube is I'm sorry, 4 cube is 64, 2 2 cube is 8. Now when you say 8 per 800%, the error, okay, now according to this, the error should be 8 times. That is the faulty number, the number, the wrong number should be 9 times more than, I'm sorry, it should be 8 times more than the original number and 9 times the original number. Okay, so the answer is answer option 3. Why? Because 3, it should be 8 times more, right? So 3 plus 3 into 8, the wrong number should be 8 times more than the original number. So 3 plus 3 into 8, it is 27, which is same as cube. Whereas for other numbers, it is not 800% error. The error will not be, for other numbers, instead of taking that number, if you take the cube, the error is not 800%. Only for answer option A, the error would be 800%. Okay, so you can choose answer option A for question number 5. So I repeat, instead of writing 1, if you're writing 2, now that is an error of 100%. Okay, you are increasing it by 100%. Instead of writing 1, if you write 3, you are writing like 200% more. Like likewise, if the error is 800%, which means it is 8 times more than the original number. So that is the idea that you should get. Now if you get that, even without writing, you can just look, by looking at the answer option, you can mark the answer. That's the answer for question number 5. Now question number 6, what is the average of all the natural numbers from 31 to 50? It's such a simple question. So whenever you're asking for average of numbers in AP, or especially numbers which are like consecutive natural numbers and so on, right? Just look at the number of numbers here. Okay, the total number of items here. So from 31 to 50 means there are 20 numbers. There are 20 numbers, which is an even number. So when you have even number, uh, the sum of, you know the formula, right? The sum of the two middle numbers, sum of two middle numbers by 2. Now that will be the average. If you have odd number of numbers, then the middle number is the average. Middle number is the average. Here 31 to 50, there are 20 numbers. What are the middle? The two middle numbers. The two middle numbers are 40 and 41. These are the two middle numbers. So add 40 and 41 by 2. So that is 81 by 2. That's 40.5. That's answer option B for question number 6. So the idea is, when you have odd number of numbers, odd number of items in consecutive terms, the middle number is the average. When you have even number of numbers, the sum of the two middle numbers by 2, that's the average. Question number 7, it's a permutation based question. There are 5 plastic mugs of different design and 5 glass mugs of a different design. In how many ways can these 7 mugs be arranged if the glass mugs are to be separated from each other? So this is a question like where you have, like a word with all unique alphabets, and then the vowels are together or vowels are never together. No, this is like the vowels should never be together. Okay, so this question is like the vowel should never be together. Now what you can do here is that, so you have the plastic mugs, okay, in 5 places. The question is, the two glass mugs, they should not be together. So you have to place the glass mugs in between the plastic mugs. They should not, the glass mugs should not be together. So how many places they can occupy? 1 2 3 4 5 6. So the glass mugs can occupy any of these 6 positions. Okay, so that is 6p2. There are two glass mugs, so it is 6p2. And the plastic mugs, they can occupy any of the 5 positions. Okay, so there are 5 different plastic mugs and 5 positions for them, so they can occupy them that in 5p5 or 5 factorial ways. Now what is 6p2? 6p2, you can write it as 6 into 5. Okay, 6 into 5, that is 6p2, into 5 factorial, we know it is 120. So 30 into 120, 3600 is the answer for answer option C for question number 7. Question number 7, answer option C. Now question number 8. A restaurant serves small pizza of 6-inch diameter and regular pizzas of 9-inch diameter. So if a small pizza is priced at 200, then what is the fair price for a larger pizza of the same type? Okay. So here we know it is in the form of the pizza is in a form of a circle. Okay. And circle, we know the area of the circle formula, it is pi r square. Okay. So basically we have to find the ratio between the two areas. Right. So area of the 6-inch diameter. Okay. So when you say 6-inch diameter, the radius is 3 here. And here when you say 9-inch, it is 4.5. So the area of 6-inch by the area of 9-inch, that is what we are supposed to calculate. And when you write pi anyhow is common, but for clarity, I'll write pi in both the places. So here you are supposed to write 3 square, and here you're supposed to write 4.5 square. Okay, so now this is the relation. So pi and pi gets cancelled. So you have 9 by 20.25. So 20.25 is 2.25 times 20.25 is 2.2. That is area of like the 9-inch diameter pizza is 2.25 times the area of the 6-inch pizza. Okay, so the cost of this would be 2.25 times 200. That would be 450. Okay, so actually if you don't want to calculate like this 45 square is 20.25 and all that, what you can do is 3 becoming 4.5 is like 1.5 times. 3 becoming 4.5 is 1.5 times. So calculating that square would be square of 1.5 is 2.25. Now that we know, that all of us know, right? So that's 2.25. So you can directly write, so the moment you look at the question, actually, see 3 and 4.5 is like 1.5 times, and 1.5 times square is 200 into like 2.25. So 200 2.25, again from the answer choice, you can just mark 450 as the answer for question number 8. Now question number 9, this is again a very popular and a repeated question. So 357 you are dividing by, I'm sorry, you have a number, you are dividing by 357 and the remainder is 5. Now the same number you are dividing by 17, what will be the remainder is the question. Okay, now usually this question is asked in a slightly modified way, but this is now this is even easier. Okay, now what is the relationship between 357 and 17? Now 357 is exactly divisible by 17, that is 357 is a multiple of 17. So when a number, okay, when this n is divisible by 357, which means n is divisible by all the factors, okay, or all the divisors of, if n is, let us assume, okay, of course here n is not divisible, but if suppose we have a number, okay, so let us say we have a number x. If x is divisible by 357, okay, it is x is divisible by all the factors or all the divisors of 357. Okay, not just 357, any number. Let's say you take a number like 120. If x is divisible by 120, then x is divisible by all the factors of 120, like 1, I mean, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, etc. Okay, so all the factors of 120. Likewise here, okay, so all the factors of 357, like it can be like 7 or 3 or 21 or 17. Okay, it is divisible by all the numbers, right? Now here the divisor is, I'm sorry, the remainder is 5. Okay, now when you're dividing by 17, the remainder here would be 5 only. So the answer is 5. The answer is 5. See, usually how the question is asked is, for example, they'll give you, let's say you have a number y. you are dividing by 357, and let's say the remainder is uh, 23. Okay, let's say the remainder is 23. Now they'll ask you what happens this number when you divide by 17, what will be the remainder, they'll ask. Okay, so as we know, whatever is divisible by 357 is divisible by all the factors of 357. Okay, so you just have to consider only the remainder. So 23. Now when you're dividing by 17, 23 can't be the remainder. Okay, so 23 by 7, 17, 6, right? So 6 will be the answer for that question. Okay, if suppose instead of 5, if 23 was given, 6 would have been the answer. Okay, or let's say 22 was given. Okay, uh, 5 would have been the answer. Okay, so but here anyhow the 5, the number is already less than 17, so you can mark that as the answer, and that's all. Okay, so there are other methods, but definitely lengthier than this. I think this is fine. So whatever is divisible by 357 is divisible by all the factors of 357. Okay, so that's the whole idea here. So that's question number 9. Okay, so if you have any problem with like the way I'm saying, or if you are looking for an alternate method, please do feel free to comment in the comment section below. And we also like frequently upload wherever possible. We also frequently upload our questions in the Telegram in our Telegram channel. So you can also, if suppose you are looking for additional questions or something like that, you can make a request on that. So whatever is possible, I'll be uploading. Also, we are now like constantly updating the website on various opportunities. Even the ones let's some of the job alerts that we don't update on YouTube. That also we are updating in the website. Okay, every each and every job opportunity, standard jobs. Okay, so we keep updating in our website, so please do check the websites also frequently. The link is learningabout.in. You can make use of it. The 10th question is another very easy question. So 80 kg of an alloy X is mixed with, okay, uh, alloy Y. Okay, so X is like 80 kg, and this has got lead and copper. So they are in the ratio 3 is to 7. In the other one, you have Y, which is like 50 kg, and they are in the ratio 7 is to 3, right? So lead and copper, yeah. So sometimes they just interchange in the other part. Okay, so we'll just keep it as it is. So 3 and 7 means there are 10 parts, totally 10 parts. So what is the proportion? 3 proportion of lead. What is the proportion of lead? Lead would be 3 out of 3 by 7. I'm sorry, 3 out of 3 plus 7. Okay, so that's 3 by 10. So 3/10 of 80 would be 24, and the proportion of copper is 7 by 10, right? So 7 out of 3 plus 7. So that will be like 56. Now, when it comes to the alloy Y, 50 kg, so lead would be 7 out of 10, that will be 35, and this would be 3 out of 10, that will be 24. Okay, so here how did I write that 35? Total is 7 out of 7 plus 3, and this into 50. So that's 35. Okay, so lead, I'm sorry, lead is, I'm sorry, lead is 24 in X and 35 in Y. So together it is 59. So what is the amount of lead in the new alloy? It is option A, 59 kilogram. That's the answer for the 10th question. Question number 11. So 3 men and 4 women can finish work in 24 days. 4 men and 8 women can finish the same work in 15 days. In how many ways, in how many days will it take for one man alone to finish the work? Now, I can either go for the man days or the rate of work method. Rate of work means like 1 day work, how much, like that. So here I have 3 men and 4 women. Okay. So they are completing the work in 24 days, means the 1 day work or the rate of work is like 1 by 24. Okay, so let this be my first equation. And in the second case, you have 4 men and 8 women. They are completing the task in 15 days. So 1 by 15. So See, what is the meaning of 1 by 24? If they are able to complete the task in 24 days, means every day they will complete 1 by 24th of the task. And in the second case, if they're able to complete the task in 15 days, means every day they'll be able to complete 1 by 15th of the task. Okay, now you know what to do, right? So we can just multiply the first equation by 2 and write. So it will be like 6 men and 8 women. That is, they can finish the task in. So just multiply by 2 means, so this will be like, so this is my third equation. So what happens here? Now, if you write 3 minus 2, if you write 3 minus 2, okay, that is 6m plus 8w minus 4m plus 8w, you will get 2m. 2m is equal to 1 by 12 minus 1 by 15. Okay, so now here 60 is the LCM. Am I right? Yeah, 60 is the LCM. 5 minus 4. So I get this is equal to 1 by 60. So I get 2m is equal to 1 by 60. So m is equal to 1 by 120. That is, a rate of work of m is 1 by 120. That means m, the one man can finish a task in, okay, m means one man. Okay, so one man's rate of work is 1 by 120, which means that man can finish a task in 120 days. Okay, so this is over. Now this is one of the methods. The other method, okay, if suppose someone is curious, I know, like someone, some people want to do something else. Okay, so the answer is 120. We have already marked. So if you are considering the rate of, I'm sorry, the man days method, so 24 days, if 3 men and 4 women work, now that is same work as 4 men and 8 women working for 15 days, right? So if you simplify, 3 is common between the two sides. Okay, so this becomes 8 into 3 men plus 4 women is equal to 5 into, so I guess you're getting the idea how what I'm doing, okay, how I'm proceeding. Okay, so if you just, like multiply it inside, you have 24 m plus 32 w is equal to 20 m plus 40 w. Okay. So if you bring m on one side and w on the other side, you get 8m equal to 8w. Yeah, I'm sorry, 4m equal to 8w. And so the men and women, they are the ratio like 8 by 4, which is like 2 is to 1. Right. So now you can take this 2 1 as the value for m and the men and women, and you can substitute in the first equation like 24 into I'll probably demonstrate just one step. So 24 into 3 into 2 plus 4 into 1. Now this is like the total work done. This is the total work done, right? So 24 into 6 plus 4 is 10. So that's 240. So 240 is the total work done. So you can use this, and then you can get the answer. So this is the alternate method. Okay, so anyhow, I think the first method, I think which I said, I think that's fine, and the answer is answer option C, 120 days for this question. So as I said before, if you have any questions that you want me to answer, or any question that I've already solved, you want me to explain it again, you can ask your questions in the comment section below. I'll be very happy to answer your queries. And so if you found this video useful, please click on the like button and then share it with your friends. And if you have not already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. And thanks for watching the video. Have a great day.